Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jaime Woods back at it with another traveling and dating video. But before we get to that, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to subscribe, you hit that like button, you share. And of course, if you really love this channel and you got some spare change on you, make sure to sign up for the Patreon. I have exclusive interviews and content there that you'll never see on YouTube. And on top of that, check out the merchandise on the teespring.com website. We got more new merchandise coming for the summer. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the video started. So let me paint the picture. You just got out of the plane, you got to your hotel room, you about to grab a cocktail or a drink somewhere and relax. You're excited because you're in a new country and you see all these beautiful, exotic, spicy senoritas walking in front of you. And you're like, damn, I need to get me one of them. And then you go up to one of them and they just kind of brush you off. And you're like, all right, this is one girl. It is what it is. Let me go on to the next. You go on to the next girl and you tell them, hey, I'm American. And they're like, I don't know about that. And they kind of brush you off and keep it moving. And you're like, wait a second. I'm American. Why do none of these girls want to date me? What's going on? Well, you see, ladies and gentlemen, there are some foreign women that actually don't want to deal with American men. And I've actually come in contact with a couple of them. And it ain't nothing crazy, but I have these 4 reasons as to why some foreign women just don't want to deal with American men. So grab your popcorn, put your feet up, take some notes, and we're going to go over why some foreign women don't want to date American men. Number 1, they don't want to deal with you because they think you're cocky and arrogant. Now, this is a very big stereotype that a lot of foreigners have on Americans, where they assume that, oh, he's American, that means he's arrogant and cocky and self-centered and dumb and fat. You know what I mean? They always have these certain characteristics that they put on Americans. And one of the biggest ones is that we're cocky and arrogant and self-centered. And hey, they're partly right on that. I mean, there are a lot of Americans that go to these countries that believe that just because they're American, they need to be treated like a king or a queen. And that rubs off foreigners the wrong way. And of course, these are characteristics that no one wants in a dating partner, right? So when these women hear that you're from America, they hear your accent, they see the blue passport. Of course, some of them don't want to deal with you because they're going to assume, oh, he's cocky, he's self-centered, I don't want this guy, you know, because they probably have experiences in the past with American men or American people that kind of rub them off the wrong way. And another thing that I hope a lot of Americans let go of is this whole entitlement kind of superiority complex, where we assume that just because we're Americans, that people need to roll out the red carpet and bend over backwards for us, and all the girls need to date us because we're rich and we're American and we're this and that. Ladies and gentlemen, let go of that mentality and that attitude whenever you go overseas, you know, because that ruins it for everyone else. You know what I mean? As Americans, we want to be able to go to countries and of course talk to the locals. But if we keep acting this way and we keep, you know, rubbing people off the wrong way, not saying that nobody's going to talk to us, but more and more people are going to want to, you know, not deal with Americans. And that's what's going on. I've actually met some foreign women that are like, hey, I can't date you because you're American, and I've dated Americans before, and you guys are self-centered, you're cocky, you're arrogant, I don't want to deal with it. And then they will just walk away, or they'll leave me on, you know, they'll just ghost me or something, you know what I mean, if it's digitally. But I've encountered that in the past. So if you are in a foreign country, just know that you may encounter some people that don't want to deal with you just because you're American, and they assume that you're cocky, you're self-centered, and you're arrogant. Number 2, and one that's extremely popular, is foreign women don't want to deal with you because they assume that you're going to hit it and quit it. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, hit it and quit it means that you're going to sleep with her and then leave her the next day. And that's usually because it's only a vacation. A lot of Americans aren't really staying there permanently. They're just in that country for vacation, meaning that they're just there for fun. So if this is a serious woman, a woman that, you know, understands herself and respects herself, she's not going to want to put herself in a situation where she's going to sleep with you, catch feelings for you, and then you just leave her, you know, high and dry. You know what I mean? And that's a lot of these girls' worst fears is, you know, what if I give it up to him, I catch feelings for him, and then he's just like, this was fun, on to the next. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of girls don't want to deal with you unless you live there or unless you go there a lot. You know what I mean? So ladies and gentlemen, just know that a lot of women will disqualify you if you happen to just be vacationing there, and if you're an American, because they're not trying to just have another body on their body count and look bad basically and feel bad about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, guys, so just know that a lot of women will disqualify you for this very reason.
Caraca, you're training today.
Yeah.
Who do you training today?
Oh, what am I training today? Braços.
Oh, braços, nice.
Sim.
Eu gosto de treinar braços. I like
Piernas.
de braço. Oh, braço. Como é que fala braços?
La pierna.
Leg day. Yes, I like too.
Legs. Number 3 is the language barrier. Now, language barrier is a serious one. You know, I get it. I mean, if you can't communicate with the person, what's the point of dealing with them? And I have met some girls overseas that are like, hey, you know, they'll put in the translator, or they'll try their hardest to communicate with me, and they'll be like, hey, I don't understand English and you don't understand my language. There's no point of us speaking. I want to be able to establish a deep connection, and I can't do that if we don't understand each other. And, you know, I understood and all that. I was like, yeah, I get it. I totally understand. And that's another thing you guys will face, especially in Latin America and some of these other countries where, you know, not that many people speak English. These girls don't want to deal with a man that they can't communicate. They're not trying to have these awkward dates where you guys are just staring at each other and using Google Translate the whole entire time, just typing away, and they're not trying to go through all that. For them, it's annoying to be able to do all that all day and have someone that doesn't really understand them. So either learn the language of the country you're going to, or try to meet a woman that speaks English, because of course every single country has women that speak English. But if you happen to meet women that don't speak English, just letting you know that maybe some of them won't want to deal with you because they're not going to be able to understand you, and you're not going to be able to understand them, and that's going to cause a lot of frustration for them. And number 4 is they're not trying to be in a long distance relationship. And I've dealt with this a lot, actually, where maybe you're on Tinder and you put it on passport mode to whatever country it is, and you happen to be swiping on people, and then you match and you meet someone, and then they see, holy shit, this guy is like 4,000 miles away. Where in the hell is he from? And they'll ask you where you're from. You let them know, hey, I'm from the United States. And of course, the first thing that's going to come in their mind is, all right, why are you matching with me all the way over here in this country? Why don't you match with the girls over there? And of course, it's because maybe you might be on vacation, or you might be networking with people. You're trying to meet people in that specific country. But then they're going to hit you with that, oh, no, you live too far. I can't date you. I'm not trying to be in a long distance relationship at all. I want someone that's close by. You know what I mean? And even in person, you'll meet a girl in person. It'll go well, and they'll ask you, where are you from? And you tell them, oh, I'm from New York City. I'm from America, right? And they'll ask you, okay, what are you doing here? And then from there, you'll be like, oh, I'm just vacationing. And then, you know, they put 2 and 2 together and like, oh, so this guy's just probably here for a couple days or for a week. He's probably just trying to, you know, hit it and quit it on the chick. You know what I mean? Like what I just told y'all before in one of my other points. And she's like, oh, okay, so if I sleep with this guy, there could be a high chance that, you know, he's going to leave me the next day. He's just going to leave and forget about me. Or if it does go well, we may end up in a long distance relationship. And I don't know if I want to go through that, because now it's like, all right, like, what is he doing? Like, who is he with? Like, they have all these questions about what you're going to be doing when they're not around. You know what I mean? That's going to be the majority of the year, and you guys are only going to see each other a couple of times a year. It's, you know, you may have to move to either their country, or they may have to move to your country. Maybe they don't want to move to America. You know what I mean? There's so many complications that comes with a long distance relationship, and they understand that, and they're like, hey, let me just cut it off here before we catch feelings. So that's another huge one that a lot of women, a lot of foreign women think about whenever they're dealing with an American man. So, quick recap, ladies and gentlemen. So, number 1 is a lot of Americans can be cocky and arrogant, and a lot of women don't want to deal with that. Number 2, they think you're just trying to hit it and quit it. Of course, they want something more permanent, and if you're over here hitting it and quitting it, they're going to feel bad about themselves. And, you know what I mean, ain't no girl trying to be in a position like that. Number 3 is the language barrier. So, of course, if they can't communicate with you, they don't want to be in a relationship with you or even deal with you. And then, of course, you're too far away. They don't want to be in a long-distance relationship. So those are the 4 reasons as to why foreign women may not want to deal with you as an American man. And don't take anything personally, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's just them, you know, having their own standards and their own qualifications. And I feel like everyone should have that. You know, like obviously if you're talking to a certain individual and they're demonstrating to you certain characteristics or whatever the case is, then you as a man or as a woman should be able to say, hey, you know, that's a deal breaker for me. I don't know if I want to do that. And you respectfully walk away. So don't be mad at these women for having certain rules and regulations for themselves, because they're just trying to protect themselves. At the end of the day, that country that you're in has a ton of amazing people in it. And I'm sure you'll meet someone that's okay with dating you. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Make sure to sign up for the Patreon and check out the teespring.com website. And if you're into traveling and dating videos, make sure to check out these videos over here. Thank you so much.